Tell me, do you think this is a kooky space shuttle theory, or merely a good science fiction novel plot? In one of the last missions, it was around sometime in May, and supposedly one of the last 7 missions before the shuttle program is scrapped. A space shuttle took off allegedly to repair, purportedly to repair the Hubble. Yeah, again, the Hubble telescope, a giant school bus-sized camera that takes pictures of shit so deep in space that it ain't even happened yet. Or no, it happened like 4 billion years ago or whatever, and oh, it's just, you know, it's a really awesome telescope, right? It's really beautiful pictures. Who can say, really, that that's what they're doing? That's what they tell you. Who can say what they're really doing? I mean, you have to rely on their word. They're all the way up there, and we're all the way down here. Who knows, man, what they're doing, really. Personally, I think there's a war in space going on. Not a combat war with people getting killed, but right now it's just a war of spying and sabotage, which could develop into some unconventional type of combat. Shooting down possibly missiles that come to Earth, or shooting, you have air-to-ground missiles, you have surface-to-surface missiles, you have surface-to-air missiles. You might have space-to-air missiles, where something in space shoots a plane, or air-to-space missiles, where it could be launched from an airplane flying really high and then fly up into space and destroy a satellite or a space shuttle. Or you could have a space-to-ground. The Koreans are on the launch pad with a nuke, and we just blow it up right there in Yongbyon or wherever. So this was a mission that required 2 shuttles because of the difficulty and the danger of performing this mission, right? In a report on the news, the timing of which I found quite interesting, and it made me start thinking, because the other news report was that in a year we might not have any more GPS. And I just found it interesting that a headline like that surfaced right while the shuttle is about to come home, and they've been in space allegedly repairing this Hubble. What if they just, you know, found the GPS satellite and tacked some kind of time bomb to it that's going to go off in a year's time or so, and then none of us down here will have any GPS. Because the government has got something different now, because the enemy maybe has figured out how to exploit GPS and maybe hack into it, or maybe screw it up somehow so that the coordinates maybe are read falsely by whatever is reading the coordinates, or the coordinates are given out falsely by whatever's giving out the coordinates, transmitters, receivers, you know. So maybe they maybe GPS has been sabotaged by the Chinese or somebody, and so now we've had to go for something else, so now we're going to blow it up. You know, what if that was the case? Wouldn't that be some hairy shit, man? I can almost see it landing. Maybe it's just final stop in front of the hangar, you know, and to a warm, receptive crowd, there'll be a sign overhead that reads, "Mission accomplished." What is the possibility that the mission of the crew, knowing or unknowingly, was to disarm civilian-used GPS, so you can't use it in your car, your fishing boat, or whatever, cell phone? And what if somebody in authority ordered to replace the quote-unquote broken circuit board in some GPS set? You know, like the Grinch told little Cindy Lou Who. He was taking the Christmas tree away because it had one bulb that wouldn't work, and he'd bring it back, he'd take it to his workshop and bring it back. Remember that? And he gave her a glass and patted her on the head, and then gave her a glass of water, and then he put her to bed. And then that Grinch shoved the tree up the chimney, right? What if maybe it had a remote self-destruct mechanism on the circuit board, right? Or maybe it just plain old didn't work right. I mean, who knows? And you wouldn't even have to know if you were the astronaut changing the board. You're just following orders. Change the board. Now, would this be considered a measure taken against our enemies, or who may be using GPS against us, or have advanced technological capability, or have the advanced technological capability to the point of being able to hack our GPS and make us destroy ourselves? You know, like a boomerang effect. Shoot a missile up into the sky and it comes right back to you. Boom. Is it possible a GPS manufacturer could even actually fool the United States government itself into believing that there was an upgrade available, which would require some government funding, perhaps a substantial amount, and of course a space launch, a manned space launch with company personnel into space in order to change a box or a board or circuit or something on a satellite and augment the system. Only thing is, it's not really an upgrade, it's actually a breakdown. Maybe even to the competition. Or maybe even the company sees the whole technology of GPS as a threat to free men in America and other parts of the world where they are free and have liberty. And maybe the company is stocked with enemy spies who seek to sabotage American GPS. Maybe the company has free men and patriots who love America and do not want to see the GPS fall in the wrong hands. Or maybe they have figured out their company is stacked with enemy spies who seek to sabotage American GPS, even on America's dime. All of this would require a rocket launch, of course, with plenty of help from the government and other heavily subsidized high-tech corporations who function as cogs in the wheel of the military-industrial complex. Keep in mind, Pilgrim, truth is stranger than fiction, and nothing is as it seems.